This is music to my ears, bro. I'm late to this news, but I'm glad I was told about it. The Punisher is going to be in the new Spider-Man movie. For those who don't know, Punisher is on my top 5 best Marvel heroes of all time. Love the TV show, John Byrne. I love every actor, obviously some more than others, who played the Punisher. I've been thrilled to see him in the new Daredevil show, even though it was only for a little bit, but it was enough for me. And then the post-credit scene of Daredevil that I'm assuming is leading to the Punisher show. Which makes me wonder if, since Punisher's being in the Spider-Man movie, is the Punisher show going to be before or after the movie? I think it's going to be, if I'm not mistaken, they're still in production with Spider-Man. So I'm pretty sure the show of Punisher is going to be before. And probably the show of Punisher is going to lead right, like a post-credit scene or something is going to lead right into the movie of Spider-Man. You know what would be cool? It would be sick. Like as a comic fan, as the one who watched the animated series of Spider-Man growing up, it would be cool to have Punisher like on some rooftop or something, and he has a sniper, and he does the famous comic book, the first, I think it was, Punisher's first scene in the Marvel universe, comic wise. There's a old comic of Punisher like this aiming at Spider-Man. It would be cool if they do that same pose of John Berthold and his Spider-Man, and it leads into the movie. Bro, that would be sick. They don't even have to show Tom Holland or like Spider-Man in action, nothing like that. Just show him swinging around and Punisher thinking that's his hunt or something, and it goes like this with the sniper. Dude, I would be thrilled if they do that in the show. But we'll see. But I love that Disney took ownership of those Netflix shows, because now we get more Daredevil, we get more Punisher. I hope they bring out the homie from Luke Cage. I thought he was good as Luke Cage. Jessica Jones, Iron Fist. I think they could have done better with that. So who knows what they do with that? But the three, Punisher, Daredevil, Luke Cage, I'm cool with that. But yeah, this is some news for Spider-Man and Punisher. And it says, it's about time. It's about time, Marvel. So let's go ahead and see what the news is about this, because I don't know a lot. I was just showing a post saying John Berthold in the new Spider-Man movie. I got excited. I didn't even know what the information, what more information came after that. But seeing this thumbnail from Emergency Awesome. Let me give him a like now. He obviously has some news. He had Peter Parker in the front, then Punisher and Daredevil was in the side. So is Daredevil going to be in Spider-Man as well? Come to think about, if you think about it, a lot of these MCU heroes are all in New York. So it only makes sense to have them associate with each other. It would make sense. Like when I was watching the Daredevil show, like the bank robber scene in the Daredevil show, I was like, so Spider-Man doesn't hear none of that? Doctor Strange, his towers is over there. He doesn't notice that, But I'm glad they're now bringing them together since the art. Like, Kingpin is Daredevil in the Daredevil show. And Kingpin's a Spider-Man villain now. So it's nice to see maybe they're going to incorporate it since they're all in New York. There's a lot of Marvel heroes in New York. A lot of them. I did like the little cameo, the little showing of Miss Marvel's father in Daredevil, the Banksy. I thought that was cool. But yeah, anyway, let's see here. I'm just excited. Wait, what? Oh, nice. That's cool.
Welcome back, everyone. One batch, two batch, penny and dime, because Punisher is going to cross over in Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Oh, and please, I know I'm pausing a lot, but please, Marvel, do him justice in this movie. Please. I know Spider-Man is better. I know. But let Punisher have a couple moments where he's up Spider-Man. Like 1 or 2 times. Like they did in the comics and the TV and the cartoon. We know overall Spider-Man's better. We know that. But let there be like a little mistake that Punisher catches him in. Something, because I seriously doubt they're not going to be in the movie without facing off against each other like how Daredevil and Punisher did. And then they team up. I know it's going to be a scene like that. Let Punisher not get beaten too bad. Because I know Spider-Man's better. Let's be real here. And, he's more advanced, dealing with all what happened with Avengers and all that. But still, please give him some shine. Let him be awesome in this movie. And the same with the
Daredevil
TV
is gonna
show.
be in Spider-Man Brand New Day, Marvel just
They was in a
announced
show
they're
together, a
gonna be
movie together before.
Punisher is going to cross over in Spider-Man Brand New Day. That's right, John Bernthal is going to be in Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Yes.
Marvel just announced that they were going to be including the character. There are a bunch of other announcements about the movie, so we'll break it all down. Sounds like they got all your notes and they're going to finally start putting Punisher in the movies again. There's been a lot of questions about what they're going to be doing with him in the future. We already know what they're going to be
movie
doing
is this,
with
though?
Punisher in general next year because he's going to be in at least 3 different projects. Because the Fantastic Four is coming out next month, we're doing the ticket giveaway. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and let me know what you want them to actually do with Punisher in Spider-Man Brand New Day. The real big challenge of this movie is actually going to be doing a solid Punisher PG-13. Like, how to make
That
it
is true.
PG-13.
With his language and
If you're not a
stuff.
longtime comic book reader, Punisher's very first appearance in the comics was in Amazing Spider-Man number 129 in 1974.
That one, that's the comic I'm talking
He came in
about.
as the villain of the issue, going after Spider-Man to kill him. It was also a notable issue because it featured Marvel's version of the One Above All, the one true god of the Marvel Universe, that everybody always wonders if they're going to include at some point. There's always arguments about who the most powerful character in the Marvel Universe is at any given point, but the One Above All is literally the most powerful character. There was also some Fantastic Four crossover in that issue, but that's because the 616 Marvel comic book universe, they'd always existed on the same Earth.
I'm having
and
mixed feelings about the
Spider-Man had known
Fantastic Four movie.
Fantastic
I hope
Four
it's
for a
good,
long
but
time when that issue happened.
some moments
That
I'm like,
story also featured Green Goblin, Vulture, the Jackal.
Wait, what? Go back.
Same Earth, and Spider-Man had known the Fantastic Four for a long time when that issue happened. That story also featured Green Goblin, Vulture, the Jackal, but in the issue, the reason why Punisher actually shows up is because the Jackal, actual Spider-Man villain, hires Punisher to kill Spider-Man, and at the time, Punisher didn't know anything about Spider-Man, so he just assumed that he was another common criminal, like another supervillain, like anybody else. Within the context of the actual movie, Spider-Man Brand New Day, I'm assuming that there's going to be some sort of backstory explaining how the Punisher has no idea.
I forgot about
who
that part with the
Spider-Man
Jackal.
actually is. Just knows that there is a Spider-Man in the news that Mayor Kingpin was yelling about during Daredevil Born Again Season 1. If you remember, Kingpin actually name-dropped Spider-Man during Episode 2.
We know how to take care of ourselves. We don't need a gun-toting vigilante who wears a skull on his chest, or a man who dresses in a spider outfit, or a guy who wears...
I love when they do little stuff like that.
Now we can say the...
And by the way, he's a great Kingpin. Whoever the casting director is for this show for Kingpin, you deserve a raise. He's a perfect Kingpin.
The reason why he probably did that is because they knew they were going to be putting Punisher, some of these characters, in Spider-Man Brand New Day. They were going to be doing crossover. There have been a lot of rumors about that for a
I'm
long
looking
time.
forward to seeing Spider-Man
Like
fight
that
more
in
street-level
season, how the
villains.
events of Daredevil Born Again Season 1, we're going to set up Spider-Man Brand New Day with all those ground-level characters. Now it's a little bit more clear, like more literal, actual crossover. Within the context of that initial Punisher issue when they're actually going up against each other, Spider-Man actually tracked down Punisher using his armorer, the Mechanic. They've done versions of the character in the Daredevil Netflix series with like the Blacksmith or Melvin Potter, who is a genius mechanic. But Melvin Potter was called the Armorer, and it was based more on the Gladiator character in the comics, also including some soft references that he might have been Stiltman in the comics too. But I think what they're setting up here is the whole idea is that Peter has been nothing but Spider-Man 24/7. Like, he basically subsumed the Peter Parker part of his personality. That's what he erased from everyone's minds. So he's just gone into full Spider-Man.
That's a
24/7
sick picture right
since the
there.
ends of
I really,
Spider-Man
oh
right
man,
now.
I hope
Think about
Daredevil's in
all the
it.
crap he would have gone through during Daredevil Born Again Season 1 with Mayor Kingpin basically declaring martial law in New York City and rolling out his Punisher task force. Basically going after all vigilantes, declaring war on vigilantes. That was still going on at the end of Daredevil Born Again Season 1. Now it seems like that post-credit scene with
That's what I was
Punisher
talking about.
escaping his prison is actually him going off to what's going to be happening during all the things that are going on next year, including the events of Spider-Man Brand New Day. Did not expect that post-credit scene to help set up Spider-Man Brand New Day. You just have to picture Spider-Man...
I think that post-credit scene is more for his show. I'm really thinking they're going to do the Punisher show, because they said, what was it, July of next year for Spider-Man? I think the Punisher show is going to be early 2026, like maybe January, February, and that post-credit scene is going to lead to the movie. That's how I think they're going to do it.
During the events of Daredevil Born Again Season 1, saving people, especially when all the power goes down. If you wonder why there was no actual Spider-Man cameo, like why Tom Holland literally wasn't on screen during Daredevil Born Again Season 1, blame Sony for that. But I think part of the idea is that...
Oh, they still having issues with Sony? That's what... Okay. Well, that makes sense. It's more behind the scenes stuff they're dealing with. Dang, Sony, can you let Spider-Man loose? Like, we're getting... It's a dream come true for me, bro. Like, Spider-Man, Daredevil... Spider-Man, Punisher, all of them together. Like, that is a dream come true. It's cool, don't get me wrong, to see him with the Avengers. But I grew up first with him with Daredevil, the Fantastic Four, Punisher, stuff like that. The animated series introduced me to Punisher first. Then I started watching the comic book. I'm 34 years old, so I was there when Spider-Man first was released. And Punisher was my first introduction on the TV show. So these heroes were the first thing for me, and I would love to see them on screen. Sony, let Spider-Man loose, bro. Let him loose. Y'all not doing nothing with him? Like, the Spider-Verse, when is that coming out? It's been, what, a year or two since that last one? Like, come on, bro. Like, Marvel has something going. Actually, to be real, Marvel needs it with some of the other stuff, projects they had coming out lately. But, you know, come on. Marvel got some, this is a gem. I do not want this to mess up because of Sony getting in the way. We got Kingpin. We got Punisher. We got Daredevil. Luke Cage is in the city, bro. Imagine. Bro, come on, Sony. Stop fooling around. I didn't know that. I didn't know they were still having issues with him.
Cameo, like why Tom Holland literally wasn't on.
That makes sense why he wasn't in Daredevil.
Season 1. Blame Sony for that.
Because I was sitting there like, all this stuff going on in New York, Spider-Man's not going to show up?
Since the events of Spider-Man Brand New Day, that he's starting to hit an all-time low because he's been separated from his friends. He doesn't have any new friends yet. He literally has nothing else good going on in his life, just going out and saving people. There have been a lot of reports about Bruce Banner Hulk showing up in the movie and then putting him back into Savage Hulk mode because of something that happens during the events of the film, sort of setting him up for Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Civil War for a much bigger Hulk arc.
Enjoy Mark Ruffalo.
So they're actually
I wonder how Hulk's going to play in this.
Spider-Man and Punisher teaming up against the Hulk.
Honestly, I'm cool with just Punisher, Daredevil, Spider-Man. Hulk is a bonus.
Samurai, a new version of Viper, maybe even some Shang-Chi crossover because the director of the movie was the person who did the Shang-Chi movie and was originally going to do Avengers Kang Dynasty when it was still Kang Dynasty.
Oh, sorry. You know, that was one thing I was talking about yesterday was it was about Moon Knight. They made that show and just was quiet after that. There was nothing. It's the same with Shang-Chi. I thought Shang-Chi did well. I mean, I don't know how they did money-wise, but I thought it was an enjoyable movie. Where is he? Not even any news. Him and Moon Knight, and I'm a Moon Knight fan. The show was some parts were his, other ones was like, I wish they didn't. You know, they was being a little light for Moon Knight, in my opinion. Like, if you read the comics, it's pretty dark. It's Punisher kind of level, the ones I read. But, you know, it still was enjoyable, especially to see him on screen, you know. But they've been quiet with them. I wonder what is going on with these heroes. Some deserve to be quiet. I'm not gonna go into that, but those two, I wish they still talk about them.
Shang-Chi and his 10 rings were going to be much more critical to the actual plot when Kang the Conqueror was the big villain. And he's also going to be doing Shang-Chi 2 after he's done with Spider-Man Brand New Day. So it just seems like there are a lot of Asian-themed Marvel characters in Spider-Man Brand New Day, or there might be. A lot of people wondering if they're also going to do Mr. Negative at some point, too. That would be cool. One of the common themes of the movie is that there is a lot of really angry characters that are going to be in the movie. Like you have Punisher, who's pissed off all the time. The Hulk, who is literally a rage monster.
If they make him back into that instead of this Professor Hulk nonsense.
Spider-Man and Punisher... Like you have Punisher, who's pissed off all the time. The Hulk, who is literally a rage monster. And it sounds like they're teasing that for Peter Parker, Spider-Man. And Punisher's influence will try to push him to kill his villains. Like we're getting to that point. Remember Spider-Man 3 with Tobey Maguire in the black suit. Maybe they'll pay off the symbiote suit at some point during the movie.
Man, let Tom Hardy come back as Venom.
The symbiote when he's becoming his maddest, when he's becoming his angriest. Being around the Punisher, the hardcore influence, just pushing him to slowly kill his villains.
Like Daredevil.
They have not confirmed who Sadie Sink is playing, but the rumor is that she's playing a multiverse version of Mayday Parker, who they just aged up a little bit, and she'll be the daughter of Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker. Punisher being in the movie, Daredevil maybe being in there somewhere, makes it feel a little more ground level.
I'll say I'm cool with that right there. All this other stuff it'll be all right. I want Daredevil and Punisher.
Releasing before Avengers Doomsday, it's going to be the last big MCU movie.
Please do my boy Doom right. Do him right, please.
For delaying Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars so much, it actually solves some timeline problems for them because originally Spider-Man Brand New Day was meant to take place before Avengers Doomsday, but it was releasing after, so they had to juggle the plot of the movie and try to explain at the end how things all synced up so that it all made sense. But now they don't need to worry about that at all. They can just have a really big Avengers Doomsday post-credit scene setting up the movie again like they do at the end of the Fantastic Four movie, and it'll totally make sense.
Dr. Doom's unrestrained use
Please put respect on Doom's name in this movie.
tear the fabric of reality.
I don't mind seeing Tony Stark being
Just
Doom
imagine
now, but
Peter
do it
at the
right.
beginning of Avengers Infinity War with his Spidey sense acting up, then boom, slam to black, end of post-credit scene, and then the next we see, he shows up in Avengers Doomsday. One of the other funny callbacks here, too, with John Bernthal showing up in Spider-Man Brand New Day, is that he and Tom Holland actually helped each other on the set of their Pilgrimage movie audition for their first Marvel roles. So this was back when Tom Holland was up for Spider-Man in Captain America Civil War, and John Bernthal was first up for Punisher in Daredevil Season 2 on Netflix.
That Daredevil Season 2, that was my favorite season.
That he actually feels responsible for Tom Holland.
That dialogue between Daredevil and Punisher was gold.
For him actually getting the Spider-Man part. They're literally actually starring together in Christopher Nolan's Odyssey movie as two completely different characters, completely different contexts.
Okay.
But it is funny how they're doing so much stuff together. They've worked together so much before in non-Marvel stuff, and now we're going to see them together on screen inside the
So
MCU.
their chemistry's already going to be
So
there.
It sounds like they've been friends in real life for a long time now.
That makes
Really
it better.
what we
The
need to
chemistry's
figure
going to work
now
out
is
well.
what they're actually doing with the Hulk during the movie and what happens to push him back to Savage Hulk. Back when people were thinking that Mr.
They probably have Hulk in there to build up his own movie, but they gotta build it through another hero first.
Like losing the Professor Hulk, going back into Savage Hulk, all because of Mr. Negative's powers. Also, the idea that the Punisher's villains are mostly mob-based villains. Like, he's mostly in mob-based stories. So, maybe there's an element of that during Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Yeah, the
Right now,
Kingpin.
the schedule for Punisher next year is the Punisher Special Presentation, which is sort of like a short movie, kind of like Werewolf by Night, like an hour-long Punisher movie.
Oh, that's
but
how
on
it is?
Disney Plus.
It's I thought it was his own show. Oh man, all right. You know what? They actually could do it very well. I'm just happy he's back on screen. Let me not complain. But it's a special presentation.
Is the Punisher Special Presentation, which is sort of like a short movie, kind of like Werewolf by Night, like an hour-long Punisher movie, but on Disney Plus. That might get released earlier in the year before Daredevil Born Again Season 2. Punisher's been supposed to return in Daredevil Born Again Season 2 along with Jessica Jones. Like, we've been getting all this Jessica Jones footage of them filming scenes together.
Well, that's
for
cool.
Season 2. Maybe Luke Cage.
There we go. So he was good, Luke Cage.
As well.
Both of them was good.
There would be more Defender stuff going on in Season 2. Daredevil's army that he needs to put together.
We're just defending different neighborhoods. Together.
That Matt Murdock shit.
Putting together a team, looking for all the other Marvel ground-level characters in the New York City area. Then after that,
I'm loving this street-level heroes coming back, getting more shine.
It's supposed to come out at the end of July. They have not delayed that yet. I don't expect them to delay it that much more either. But as far as I know, Punisher is not supposed to be in Avengers Doomsday, but they haven't said anything about Secret Wars, so we will see about that. If there is Punisher action in Secret Wars, maybe because of the whole multiverse aspects, Battle World, they'll bring back the Thomas Jane Punisher. That would be the place to bring him back for a cameo if you're going to bring him back
That'd be
at
cool.
all. But everyone, post all your reactions in the comments below. Let me know what you want them.
All right, well, shout out to him. I'll put the original video description below. That's exciting, bro. That's exciting for me. I love it. I love it. That would be cool if he's in Secret War, because I heard that Hugh Jackman's coming back as Wolverine and Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool in that movie. It would be cool to have the attitude of them with the Punisher. Like, there is some scene together, they will work perfectly. And I bet Punisher will be like, finally, I could be with some heroes that actually takes people out. Because those guys, they're going to take you out. Punisher will feel right at home. But anyway, I'm thrilled. Honestly, excuse me, all the other stuff of Spider-Man sounds cool. I just want Punisher and Daredevil in there. And to see that looks amazing. Punisher's confirmed 100%. Daredevil's not. Still, if it's just Spider-Man and Daredevil, I am satisfied. I'm interested to see where they go story-wise with it. If they're gonna do it in a way like the old comic was, or they're gonna do it a different way. I don't know. I'm interested. I don't think Punisher will go trying to kill Spider-Man because it would make sense when you know how this like the character development now. Punisher's used to heroes. You know, not a lot of them, obviously. We've only seen him with Daredevil. But it would be hard for me to believe with him being like around, he hasn't heard about Spider-Man. It would be hard for me to believe. So I think with the development of how long Punisher's been around, maybe it's not going to be okay, I'm going to go kill him, but I'm going to hunt him down for something else. I don't know. Maybe Spider-Man does something stupid and Punisher's like, oh no, I got to take him out. I don't know. We'll see. It's all speculation, but I'm excited. All right, well, let me know how you think what you think in the comments below. I'll see you later.